Alright, today this is a little gem of a camera. This I picked up at a thrift store for probably $20. I was recently trying to figure out how come it wasn't working and why was the shutter and the aperture locked up. But it's actually got an off position on this aperture ring, and because it said off, it was preventing me from taking accidental exposures. There's no film in it. You can always tell if there's film in a camera by winding the reel backwards in the direction away from the other reel, and there's an arrow usually on this little handle. But if it keeps turning, there's no film in it. So this has just a handful of shutter speeds, a 1/15 of a second. Sounds like this. A 30th, a 60, a 125, and it goes up to 500. So not the greatest range of shutter speeds, but probably good enough for most street photography if you're shooting outside at 250, and probably as slow as you want to go inside if you're shooting a band playing at a pub. Anything less than a 1/15, you're probably going to get too much motion blur to have anything be usable. So the shutters should sound different when you click them. A 1/25 should sound a little different than a 1/15, and you can sort of see and hear the difference. This has got a 42mm 2.8 lens, which I like a lot. It's fast. Olympus is known for really good quality optics. I probably would take this filter off. It was a nice protective thing, but when I go to shoot it, I probably wouldn't use the filter. I would take it off and let that front element, let that be the piece of glass that's bringing the image in, and not have one other piece of glass that could degrade the image some. And use this for a lens cap. I don't have a lens cap for this, but this filter can be a lens cap. There's no UV haze that I really need to filter out that's going to make my pictures any better with this filter in place, and I would prefer not to have it while I'm taking pictures. And it looks like there's a little bit of a threading issue. If you look right here in this edge, there's a piece of that glass that's not perfectly round, so it took a little hit. And the question is, can we get this back on? If not, when you're buying the camera, that's a little bargaining chip for you to say, you know, I'd like to buy it, but I can't get a filter on and off of it. Now, I think I've had this on and off more than once. I think it does go back on, but that's, again, something that you watch for. I'll try one more time while you're waiting for me. No, it's not going to go on too easily. Open up the back of the camera. Here's a little knob that you push down on, and you open up the back. Everything looks clean inside. They typically do because, you know, they've been stored all closed up. There's foam all along here, and all along here you can see. That doesn't look like it's too gummy at all. And there's foam up along in here. It's a little bit gummy, and it's something to watch out for. But as long as it's mostly in place, it's not getting into this other area here. You might take a little canned air and blow out in here. There's a little bit, and I probably would make sure that's not getting onto the film. A camera like this for $20, I just buy it and shoot it. I don't go get it repaired. I don't get it upgraded. I don't fix this little ding because it's just not worth it. This camera is a camera that is meant to be put in your pocket, not babied, and just shot. And that's what I'm going to do with it. Comes with this nifty little wrist strap you can use to keep it from falling off while you're walking with it hanging at your side. It's a poor man's Leica. It's got a range of apertures from 2.8 all the way down to 22. We should be able to see at I put it in the bulb setting, we should be able to see at 22. Do you see that opening? And it should be closing. And it should be snapping open and closed. So that's the Olympus 35RC. You may find these at sales. If you see one and it doesn't have shutter speeds, it only has apertures, or the other way around, it only has apertures, or it only has shutter speeds and no apertures. Some of these cameras were fully automatic, or they were partially automatic, and they were dependent on a battery to make it so that they could work. You would only have to choose either the aperture or the shutter. what is the problem with that is if you're shooting inside and your battery fails, this camera doesn't need a battery to shoot. The battery only works the meter. So if I was inside and I was shooting my friend's band, I would have 400 speed film in here. I would put it on a 30th of a second, and then I would open up the lens all the way, 2.8. It has an A setting for automatic, but I don't know that I would ever use it like that. You would put batteries in it and test it and see if it's working like that. But I've never bought these kind of cameras for using in automatic modes. My goal was if I'm shooting inside, I'm probably shooting at a 30th of a second at f2.8. If I'm outside, I'm probably shooting at a 500th of a second at f11 or something like that. And I can guess exposures. There's something called the Sunny 16 rule, which is extremely accurate, and it's something that doesn't change. And it's something that once you learn, you can use over and over, and it's a great tool for getting close to exposures. And then film has got so much latitude, you don't have to be right on to get it right. So if you've learned the Sunny 16 rule, look it up online. There's a lot of information about it. I highly recommend these small cameras for $20. Toss one in your pocket, shoot it. If it breaks, it's an inexpensive replacement. Anyway, that's the Olympus 35RC legendary Zorki lenses. Enjoy it. Let me know how you are using yours, what you think of it, and send some pictures to me in the comments and any questions you have too, and I'll certainly try to answer them. All right, I'll see you next time.